What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Baby Driver, written and directed by Edgar Wright. Baby Driver tells the story of this getaway driver named Baby who is trying to get out of a life of crime. And so doing so, he meets and falls in love with a girl named Deborah, but his criminal life catches up to him, and now Baby has to find a way to pretty much survive. Alright, that's the overall basic plot line for Baby Driver. Let's talk about it. I think Baby Driver is an outstanding movie. I think this movie was great. I remember watching this movie when it first came out in 2017. I loved it then, and I like it now. I still have one gaping issue with this movie, but overall, I'm gonna say Baby Driver is probably my favorite Edgar Wright movie. And this is somebody who is not the world's biggest Edgar Wright fan. I mean, I've seen Shaun of the Dead, World's End, and Hot Fuzz. I still have not seen that other Scott Pilgrim. I still haven't seen Scott Pilgrim. So I'm going based off only what I have seen. And I can honestly say, truthfully, I think Baby Driver is a great film. This movie has got a sense of style to it. It's got a flashness to it. It's got a really, and at its core, it has a really good storyline to itself as well, and is backed by an outstanding cast. I think Ansel Elgort, who played Baby, I thought he did a great job in this movie. I liked the character of Baby. I like the little quirks that Edgar Wright gave the character of Baby too. Like so Baby is a getaway driver, and he pretty much uses music to help him focus. And I like how Edgar Wright was able to write this into the script as a character trait, and it didn't feel forced or unnatural. Like, it felt perfectly natural, especially when you deep dive into Baby's backstory and find out that his parents were killed in a car crash, and in so doing so, he developed tinnitus, in which about with like sound frequencies in his ear. So the music pretty much helps him focus, and I like how Edgar Wright was able to incorporate that into Baby's character, and it works. And I thought, like I said, I think Ansel puts in a really good, solid performances in this movie. I pretty much enjoy the chemistry he has with every single member of the cast. You know, you have Kevin Spacey, who plays the character named Doc, who is pretty much the boss of this illegal crime ring. Doc is pretty much like an unofficial mentor to the Baby character. And listen, say what you want about Kevin Spacey, especially now with the allegations that have been against him for the last couple of years. The man is still a very, very talented actor, and I thought he was really good as the character of Doc. I like the relationship between Baby and Doc. It's like a mentor-like relationship, and you can tell that Doc, he does have an affinity for the Baby character. Like, he does like the Baby character, especially when you get to the end of the movie where Baby kind of does a botch job, and Doc, at first he wants nothing to do with Baby, but you can tell that, but Doc ends up helping Baby, and that goes to show just the appreciation that Doc overall has for the Baby character, and that Doc, deep down, he does like Baby on a personal level. And I thought Kevin Spacey, with his dry delivery and just outstanding, his dry sense of humor and just his dry delivery, he really makes the character of Doc memorable and stand out. And the scenes that Spacey's in, he's fantastic. This movie has Lily James, who plays the character of Deborah, who is the love interest of Baby, and I love the chemistry between Ansel and Lily James. They play off really well off one another, and I like how their romance is very parallel to a Romeo and Juliet type of romance. Only I think this is done much better. It has an innocence to it, and I enjoyed that immensely. And James and Elgort, they work really well off one another, and I like how Deborah gets to have some shine in the third act of the movie, where they have to take down the character of Buddy. Speaking of which, the character of Buddy, played by John Hamm, I enjoy the character of. I like John Hamm in this movie, and I thought he was really, really good as the character of Buddy. Like, when we first meet Buddy, he's just like a stereotypical gangster type guy, but he doesn't come across as like the big bad of this movie until you get to the third act, where a change happens, especially when Baby causes a ruckus that gets Buddy's wife shot. That's when Buddy completely flips his switch, and he's out for blood. But I thought John Hamm does a great performance with the movie, and with the character of Buddy, and I enjoyed him. I like the scenes that Buddy has with Baby. They're very, very tensely directed. And I like how Buddy first just, he doesn't mind Baby, kind of likes him, but once his wife gets killed because of Baby's actions, that like he has for Baby completely turns to utter hatred. Now he's out for blood. And I thought John Hamm did a great job at conveying that. Uh, Jamie Foxx is also in this movie. He plays this character called Bats. Now, I am not the world's biggest Jamie Foxx fan. I don't hate him, but I'm not obsessed with him. But I will be lying if I say that I did not enjoy him in this movie, because I thought Jamie Foxx as the character of Bats, I thought he was hilarious. He has a lot of fun scenes. I like the very tense relationship that he and Baby have. A lot of this movie pretty much has Bats trying to intimidate Baby, trying to get under Baby's skin, and Baby being completely cool about it until they get to the diner where Deborah walks in, and that's where Baby starts to resist Bats a lot. So I like all that, and I also like the payoff between the two, where Baby is the one where Baby's the one who kills Bats by pretty much driving the car and impaling Bats. But other than that, I thought Jamie Foxx brought he brought a good intimidation to the character of Bats, and he also gave him a morbid sense of humor as well. Pretty much the funniest scene in this movie is where Baby and Bats and two other guys are doing a job, and they're supposed to get Michael Myers' mask, and instead they get Austin Powers' mask. And Jamie Foxx has my favorite line, like, "You're supposed to get the Michael Myers mask." "Yeah, Michael Myers." "No, Michael Myers, the killer dude from Halloween." And there's some other guys like, "Oh, you mean Jason?" And they're like, "No." Writing like that is what makes this movie to me really, really good, and I like Edgar Wright's writing style. Edgar Wright is good at just making his characters feel humorous, and he's good at just making visually stylized and beautiful looking movies. Like, from a production standpoint, this is a beautiful looking movie. Edgar Wright's direction is flawless. The cinematography is fantastic. The action scenes are beautifully choreographed. The last act, where Baby and Buddy are doing their face-off, is brilliantly done, and it's all done to the tune of Boyton Rock by Queen, which just makes it all the better. So I like it. The violence in this movie is stylized, is ultra-violent stylized, but it looks good on screen. But it looks really, really good. So those are all my positives. Now, my one negative, John Bernthal's in this movie as a character called Griffin, and when you first see the character of Griffin, you feel like he's going to be built up as a potential villain, since he's constantly mocking Baby. But after his initial appearance, you don't see the character of Griffin again, and he doesn't really come back. I actually think that was a missed opportunity, because I would have liked to have seen Griffin come back, especially mainly because I'd have liked to have seen Bernthal interact with the character of Bats and interact more with the character of Buddy. And I actually think it would have been pretty interesting if Griffin ended up helping Baby take down Buddy after the movie was building up Griffin as more of a threat, as more of a intimidation factor to Baby. I think it would have been cool to do a flip like that. But that's just me. That's just how I would have done it. So yeah, overall, Baby Driver is a fantastic movie. I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. So if you have not seen this movie, give it a watch. But if you have, well, let me know in the comment sections down below. Like this video and subscribe, and I will check you back next time for more.